Hey everyone, you're tuned in to Nadlan Forum Podcast Daily. I'm Ruby Sturt, coming to you from pretty much the future since I'm in Australia, and with me, as always, the one and only Lyle. How's it going, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, Ruby. Hi, everyone. We've got a good one today. A real-life case study that's got a bit of everything. Auctions, banking hiccups, and a classic save at the last minute. This is about Loan 1488, right?
Yep, and honestly, I love a good behind-the-scenes story. So let's walk through what happened. Jonathan, he's the borrower here, gets introduced to Nadlan Capital by our operators, Alon and Misha. Straight away, they pop him onto the premium membership and he submits a refinance request through our auction platform. I mean, that's like, what? The real estate equivalent of ordering fast food for loans. Quick, but you hope you get the right combo in the bag, you know.
Yeah, and it's actually a pretty smart move. That auction platform, we talked about this before, how it really pits lenders against each other, hoping to get the borrower a better deal. Like we're running the Olympics of financing. So Jonathan joins, Alon and Misha are coordinating, and everyone's making sure all comms are kept transparent. The operators were insistent, like, copy us on everything. And honestly, it's for the best. Keeps all the parties on the same page and nobody's blindsided.
Exactly. And the first round goes out, right? There's early optimism. Some new lenders in the mix, including this lender number 3092, pretty competitive. And everyone's thinking, great, maybe a win right off the bat. But
here's where things get wild. Okay, this reminds me, I know I've told you this before, Ruby, but my first deal when I moved to the US, complete circus. You think you've got a lender ready, you get all the signatures, all the docs are there, and then someone's like, wait, the money's coming from Tel Aviv? Total meltdown. Everyone wants their hands in, and every little detail suddenly matters. That's what happened here. A few interested parties, but then something tiny, like how the banking is set up, can throw the whole thing off. You get everyone excited and suddenly, whoosh, expectations are all over the place.
totally. And I reckon people underestimate how much of this job is basically like herding cats. Different lenders, each with freaking different requirements and risk appetites. I mean, honestly, would be easier to babysit a classroom full of hyperactive kids sometimes, right?
Yeah. So let's dig into what actually became the roadblock. Lender number 392, right? Everything looked promising, but their investors had a hard stop. They didn't like Jonathan's banking setup. Instead of a US-based account, he's using Wise. That's an international money platform. A lot of people use it. But in mortgage world, red flag. Many lenders, especially if they've got investors backing their funds, are really strict. They want everything clean, US-based accounts, paperwork to match, makes their process smoother. If you're working with investors' money, your hands are kind of tied. Even if you personally, as the lender, don't mind, your funding partners might just say, nope.
Yeah, and the operators, Alon and Misha, they were not stoked. It's like, we brought this up during the first screening. Why are we running around this maze now? But honestly, this is a recurring pitfall for foreign investors. People think, oh, banking's banking, right? But for a lot of US lenders, if you're not using a local vanilla bank account, you're in the high risk bucket. That's just how it is.
Exactly. And the communication delays, that just adds stress. The operators are pushing, where's the offer, where's the update? And meanwhile, the due diligence, people are digging into the Wise thing again. It creates this tension. And this is what I always tell people. If you're a foreign investor, just get that US account set up first, saves headaches later. It's stuff like this that causes deals to break even when there's genuine interest.
Can I jump in with a story, actually? I remember once I was backpacking through Southeast Asia and Western Union wouldn't accept my transfer out of this random Thai bank. I ended up convincing my mate to PayPal me cash and swap currencies in a dodgy little cafe. I basically invented my own highly questionable banking workaround. But that's the thing. I was a broke backpacker, not someone trying to land a US mortgage. Imagine explaining that to lender Director 3092. No worries, mate. Just PayPal me the mortgage funds. Yeah, don't try this at home, folks.
Exactly. There's creativity, but then there are rules lenders just aren't gonna bend. And you know what? This is the stuff we see all the time on the auction platform. If there's a lesson here, it's do the screening right up front. Dig for these quirks early on so you don't waste time after everyone's invested in the process. It's frustrating, but it's a reality, especially for foreign borrowers. We've got to flag these issues from the get-go.
But here's the part I really love. Even with all the rejections and headaches, the platform didn't just throw in the towel. Lior, tell us how Nadlan Capital kept the ball rolling for Jonathan.
Right? This is where being flexible really pays off. So after lender number 3092 said no, the auction didn't just stop. The team hustled, reached out to more lenders, and eventually lender MUP 2939 and lender MUP 2499 stepped up with competitive offers. That gave Jonathan options, maybe not the original perfect fit, but workable and still pretty solid. The operators were able to regroup, review the new offers, and keep the financing options alive. That's honestly the beauty of this platform. When one door closes, you can usually find another one open if you keep adapting fast enough.
And that's key, adaptability. Like you can have the best documentation, the best team, but if the lender's investor says hard pass, you need to be nimble enough to pivot. I think that's a lesson that goes well beyond this case. It's really about collaboration too. Operators working closely with lenders, keeping lines open, giving everyone a chance to step in when plan A falls through.
Yeah, and honestly, it's not just about closing deals. It's about learning from the process hiccups. Each time something slows you down, you figure out how to avoid that next time. Like, should we be screening upfront more aggressively? Are there better ways to bridge the gap for foreign borrowers who don't have US accounts yet? I mean, maybe there's even an opportunity for the platforms themselves to help borrowers set up proper banking from day one. Food for thought, yeah?
Totally. And for all you listeners who are investors or just frustrated by process delays, keep in mind every setback can teach you something for next time. If you're coming in from abroad, do your homework, get your banking ready, and work with a team who'll push through the hiccups with you. This industry never stops changing, so neither can we.
That's right. And we'll keep bringing these stories, mistakes, wins, all of it. Because every case makes the bigger picture that little bit clearer.
All right, that's us for today. Lior, thanks for another fun deep dive. And to everyone out there, whether you're hustling for your next deal or just learning how this ride works, stick with us. We'll have plenty more cases and lessons coming your way soon. Cheers, mate.
Thank you, Ruby. Always fun, always something new. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.